Alright, so boom. It's time to make a sequel to the most disliked video on my channel, the 5 rappers I refuse to listen to video. Now, after reading so many comments after so many months on that video, I've noticed that all the hate came from people simply not being able to handle that somebody isn't interested in their favorite rapper. The main 2 people were Joyner Lucas and Isaiah Rashad fans that I was catching heat from. For Isaiah, I said that he's ridiculously boring, which he is. I've since checked out the Sylvia demo and that project was flames, but he's still crazy boring sometimes. And for Joyner, I said that although every song I've heard from him has been straight and he's definitely a good lyricist, he just doesn't intrigue me enough to care to listen to more. But people wasn't trying to hear that. All I get is, you won't listen to Joyner Lucas, but you'll listen to Blockboy JB? And I'm like, yes, you damn right. I'd also rather listen to Tia Soprano and his song Casualty instead of listening to Joyner Lucas.
I don't wanna talk cause these people they pry. You don't know my name or how I feel inside. Kurt Cobain vibes when you walk in my room. Snatch so many souls, this shit feel like a tomb. Glock on my hip and I ain't playing games. I got a list and some bullets with names. Mask on my face when I'm ready to slide. I'm killing these pussies, somebody gon' die.
Sometimes it's better to remain quiet and be thought a fool than it is to speak up and erase all doubt. And Steamboat, you made a mistake by turning your back on me because I don't play no game.
Check out my boy Tia Soprano Instagram and SoundCloud for more music from him. And just to clarify the title again, this video doesn't mean that I would never in my lifetime listen to these rappers. It's just in the near future, if someone asked me to listen to more of these artists' discography, my answer would be a strong no, because they just don't interest me enough. Thugger is an artist that's mainly on here because of his voice. Ever since I heard him on Lifestyle, I have always been annoyed by this man's vocal cords. And truth be told, I don't know how you guys can listen to this and have no problems with it. In regards to other things, the reason why I've never been interested in Thugger's catalog is because I never even hear other people give a defining trait or a good quality reason for why they consider him a good artist. Usually when people say an artist is cold, they say it's because of his rhymes, his bars, his subject matter, his storytelling. I never hear anything like that for this nigga. It's just Young Thug is fire, and that's it. So I'm genuinely asking, for those people who think this man is nice, like, please tell me how. That's assuming you can even answer that question. Also, another thing I've always seen Thug get hated on, but I've never cared about it, is him dressing like a girl, like with the skirts and whatnot. I know that's always been a major thing for some people, but that's the last thing I'm concerned about. I've just never heard anything good musically from this man, and that's the reason he's on the list, because I don't think I care enough to check out any music from him. After all these years he's been in the game, I've never had the slightest thought of, let me check out some Young Thug music, because I don't think there's anything to check out. He could be coming out with the Barter 11 or whatever one his ass is on. He could come out with any album or mixtape, and I just would not care. I've never been interested in him, and I've never heard anything about him from anybody else to make me interested. I've always looked at Titty Boy as someone where he's cool and interesting as a feature artist, but do people actually listen to this man's solo work? I don't even know how many projects this man has. The only project I've ever heard of was the Rap or Go to the League album. Now, unlike what I said about Slime, Titty Boy is someone I actually like. He's cool. I've heard many of verses and songs from him that I've enjoyed. But when it comes to actually listening to his catalog to see like what type of shit he be on when it's not a radio hit, that's what I don't really care enough to find out. He's probably got some fire solo work. He probably got hella mediocre work in there. Truthfully, that's something I would rather find out from other people instead of me checking it out on my own. Some of my favorite stuff that I have heard from him is his verse on the remix to Trinidad James, All Gold Everything, his verse on Nicki Minaj's Bees in a Trap, even though that's usually considered trash by everybody. I don't mind it. I also just consider him to be a very funny nigga. Like, just seeing the way this man acts, he seems like a cool dude. But no, I don't like him enough to try to sit down and listen to his music.
Ricky Rose, Gas City Cartel.
Oh, now Rose is someone that I always felt like was a really average rapper, but where his love comes from and why so many people like him is simply because of his presence. Ross is just such a cool nigga and he got so much sauce that it doesn't matter what this man says. Like, people gonna rock with his verse. I definitely got some of my favorite songs from Rose, like Here I Am with Avery Storm. Rich Off Cocaine with Avery Storm. His song Blow. Now, Blow is my shit. I used to listen to that song on the way to school when I was like in the 5th grade. But like I said, overall, since I consider him average, I don't think I want to hear a 12-song album of him talking about the same things. All I ever hear from him is the designer clothes he has, the fancy jewelry he wears, the fancy cars he drives, the molly he be putting in bitches champagne without them knowing about it. Like, look, I don't think Ross is capable of having a whole song that makes me go, like, man, like Ross went off on that track. And since he can't do that for a whole song, I'm sure as hell he can't do it for an entire project. If any of you guys have sat down and listened to a full Rick Ross album, like, please let me know in the comments how that experience went. I'm going to have to vicariously live through your comment to see how that experience was, because I don't think I'm going to do that myself. And this still may be an unpopular opinion because I said this in my Am I Sleeping video about Drake. His verse was not needed on Lord Knows, and I stand by that. That song was fire, but it was fire because of the beat and because of Drake's performance. Ross did not need to be on that shit. I stand by that.
Try to stop me. It's gonna be some dreadhead niggas in your lobby.
I have never seen an artist get so much disrespect after dropping one bad project. Like, people can't stand Chainz the Rapper nowadays. I have seen the public opinion of him go from he's one of the best new school artists out there, he's super unique and have his own style, to oh, you talking about that nigga who made a whole album about him loving his wife? Like, it's insane how much disrespect this man gets now. Now, Chainz is another person that I don't have anything against him. It's just his style and how he sounds on the track has just never really caught my attention. The only song I like by him is No Problem. And a song by him that I just absolutely can't stand is Nana from Acid Rap. I've already explained in this video here why I can't stand that song, so check that video out if you really want to know. Now, as mentioned earlier, one thing I usually hear about Chainz is that he has a very unique style, and that when you hear a song, you can just tell it's a Chainz the Rapper song. The thing with me is his style being different has never been in an appealing way. I've never had the reaction of like, oh, who is this Chainz guy? Like, he raps differently than other people in the game. I may have to check him out. No, I've just never heard anything from him that made me have that reaction. The Big Day Project really took this man's name out of the conversation of one of the best artists of the new school, because I don't hear anybody calling him that anymore. And to be honest with y'all, I may listen to The Big Day before I check out any of Chainz's other projects. I always hear about how great Acid Rap, 10 Day, and The Coloring Book are, but I think I would rather start off with him being trash and then making my way back so he can end off on a good note, as opposed to starting off good and then ending on some trash. Like, you know what I mean?
Watch me do my silly dance, not really a dance, more like a prance. I'm signing off with a crotch grab.
The crazy thing about the Kid Cudi entry is that my second favorite song of all time is a song by Kid Cudi. So you would think that I would be so amazed by that track from him that I would put in the effort to check out more of his catalog, but nope. Kid Cudi is someone I always see praised as a super influential artist, get called one of Kanye's best proteges, and when I hear that, I'm just like, okay. This next part may have something to do with it. So just a little fun fact about me, I was an NBA Live head up until NBA 2K10 took over. When Live was becoming and 2K became the go-to basketball game around like 2009, that's when I converted over. The first 2K I've ever owned on my own was 2K10 with Kobe on the cover. That was my shit. But before that, strictly Live. Now, because I didn't get 2K10 until the year 2009, the entire year of 2008, I was playing NBA Live 09, the one with Tony Parker on the cover. And I was a monster at that game. I used to beat the computer on superstar difficulty with no problems. But this is why I brought this up. Day and Night by Kid Cudi was on the soundtrack of NBA Live 09, and I got sick of hearing that song every single time I turned on the game. Mind y'all, I used to play this shit almost every day. So being a little kid and hearing, I'm dreaming first but surely finish last. Cause day and night, I'm like, bro, I'm just trying to get to the hooping. Like, who is this kid Cudi nigga that's on this game all the time? So from a very young age, I just got sick of Kid Cudi. I'm not saying that's the full reason why I haven't cared about him, but it definitely has something to do with it. Even without him ruining one of my favorite games, I just don't find him intriguing enough to check out. Apparently, one of his best features is how he can hum really well on a track and make it sound good. And hey, yeah, I give him that. I give him that. The song Welcome to the World from T.I.'s No Mercy album, that's hard because of Cudi. If you're looking for real love, don't come around here. So at the end of the day, I'm always hearing about how great this Man on the Moon series is, or hell, even how garbage this Speeding Bullet to Heaven project is. But whether it's something being reviewed as fantastic or trash, Kid Cudi is someone who I should look at and I go, nah, I'm straight.
Alto, alto, alto.